Between the hedges, Georgia dogs coming out. War Eagle flying over Jordan hair skies. Hottie toddy down in Oxford, rebels rise. Cowbells ringing in Starkville all night. Rocky Top singing in that Leland light. Anchor down Vandy, black and gold pride. Gamecocks crowing in Columbia loud and wide. Saturday light, y'all know the deal. SC pride, we keep it real from the swamp to the grove. Let that crowd roll. It's water cooler talk, we talk that score. Saturday light, y'all know the deal. SC pride, we keep it real from the swamp to the grove. Let that crowd roll. It's water cooler talk, we talk that score. Gators in the swamp, chomping all day long. Saturday nights in Death Valley, that tiger strong. So we Razorbacks, crowd calling the hogs. Blue Reds battle Wildcats, bringing the dogs. Show me Miss Zoe, black and gold fight. Boomer Sooner running on a Saturday night. Hook 'em horns, burnt orange in the sun. 12th man standing, Aggies get it done. Saturday light, y'all know the deal. SC pride, we keep it real from the swamp to the grove. Let that crowd roll. It's water cooler talk, we talk that score. Saturday light, y'all know the deal. SC pride, we keep it real from the swamp to the grove. Let that crowd roll. It's water cooler talk, we talk that score.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. How y'all feeling tonight, man? It's your guy, Nick Frazier, man. One half of the Water Cooler Talk Sports Podcast, man. I'm here with my guys tonight. The man, you can't hear him. I mean, the man, you can hear him, but you can't see him. Tell him who you are, boss, man.
It is Marcus Fitzpatrick. Let's go. Let's get it.
Shout out to my guy, Marcus. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody's favorite Auburn fan. It is Auburn Tez. What's going on tonight? How you feeling, my guy? How you feeling, my guy?
Feeling pretty good, man. How y'all doing?
Doing great, doing great. Ladies and gentlemen, from Bubba and the Old Man Auburn Sports Talk, it is Bubba. Bubba, what's going on, man?
I just woke up. Luckily, made it. I made it. I was about a minute late, but I made it.
Sounds like you just woke up. Bubba. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you just woke up. And the man, the myth, the legend, ladies and gentlemen, from Auburn Addicts, Auburn_Addicts TV, it is DC Wolf. DC, what's going on, man?
Hey, man, let's go. I'm ready. Water Cooler Talk Sports. Let's do it.
That's what I'm talking about, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us as always, man. It is Friday, November 21st. Tomorrow we play Mercer. But before we get into that, man, follow us on Facebook at the Water Cooler Talk Water Cooler Talk Podcast on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk, man. Follow us on Twitter at CoolersPod23. Please follow us on Twitter at CoolersPod23. And of course, subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell button here on YouTube so you know we post more videos and when we go live. Ladies and gentlemen, we are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of 2025. We are 40 days away. 40 days away from the end of 2025. And so within those 40 days, including today, we are trying to hit 1,000 subs because we keep telling y'all, 2026 is going to be a leap of faith for Water Cooler Talk Sports. I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm trying to tell you. It's going to be a year of growth, a year of reconciliation, a year of reflection, a year of get back, a year of being focused is what it's gonna be, man. So we appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us as always, man. Before we get into it, as always, man, y'all know what it is, man. Tomorrow, the locker room, man. We'll be on tomorrow locker room, 1 p.m. kickoff tomorrow. Mercer at Auburn. We'll be watching this game. Hopefully, it's a boring game, so we can actually talk about other stuff while the game is going on. Hopefully, we don't have to actually intently watch the game as if, oh my God, what could potentially happen. But we do know Deuce Knight will be starting in this game, but I will be here in the locker room tomorrow watching the game with you. DC.
Yes, sir.
Are y'all doing Tiger event tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Tiger event will be happening as soon as
do it.
we get done in the locker room with the mayor, Marcus Fitzpatrick, DC Wolf, and Auburn Tez will be in the Tiger event. Telling y'all, man, y'all don't want to miss it because guess what? Could be good, could be bad. Hopefully, it's very, very good. I got a feeling it'll be very, very good. So
Please.
It is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, man, mess with people that mess with Water Cooler Talk Sports, man. Shout out to I got DJ from Hollywood Media. That's my quarterback. Follow him on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. That's Hollywood EY. And then follow him on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's, man. Mess with the people, mess with Water Cool Talk Sports, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us as always. Fellas, how y'all feeling tonight? I already asked you, but I just wanted to ask you again.
Wonderful.
Complain, brother. Can't complain.
Great, man.
I feel you. I feel you on that. Let's take a look in the chat, see what's going on in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Auburn Dad's in the chat as always, kicking us off. War Eagle, what's going on, Auburn Dad? How you feeling, my guy? How you feeling? He said, I know.
Auburn Dad.
Said Jackson Arnold won't be back, but Ashton Daniels and Deuce should be along 25. Should be along with the 25 QB commit. Ooh. Will Peyton Falzone still be in Auburn? Oh, will he still be there?
JT.
Apparently Syracuse is checking him out. JT is in the chat. He said Jackson Arnold is transferring. Hopefully Deuce and Ashton don't follow him. But I think if we keep Ashton and Deuce, we should go to the portal for a quarterback. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about that in a minute, man. I mean, potentially, maybe if Sam Levitt transfers, Sam Levitt, excuse me, transfers. Not Arkansas, Arizona State's current quarterback. He's actually out for the season, if I'm not mistaken, with an injury. Not playing the rest of the season, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see what happens. The Huggy Beard is in the chat. What's up, Huggy? The Rooster Mac. What's going on, man? My guy Mike McKinney in the chat saying, War Eagle fellas, what's up? What's up?
What's up?
Ladies and gentlemen, Ant for OC is in. He said, here. Nick is need to send you this music choice for Sunday. Huh? Okay, I gotta understand that. I didn't get that. Didn't get that one. Tim in the chat. Word. What's up, Tim? How you feeling, man? Hope all is good, man. Tim also in the chat coming back saying, hope we can keep a little of that combo going. You know, OC plus Georgia Tech OC. Tim be funny. Plus DJ Durkin is an interesting idea. Mike said something about a mystery third candidate earlier besides Durkin and Summerall. Yeah. A lot of things going around. Tell you, man. I'm in both streams and LOL 2 phones. Shout out to that, man. Shout out to that. Oh, so y'all looking at both streams. Okay. What both streams? Somebody else streaming? Auburn platform? Okay. I got it. I can't do it. I don't know what you're talking about, but it is. Sometimes I'm in 2 meetings at one time, so I'm used to it. Gotcha. He must be watching another stream while he in this thing. Is Nick wearing a kufi? What is that? What is a kufi? What is that? Anybody know what it is?
Isn't that's like a hat Muslims wear? Am I wrong?
Yeah, the little hairpiece.
This headband, man. Just got my hair cut. You just can't tell. You can't see the distinction. King Richard in the chat. What up, King? Man, War Eagle to you, my guy. Hope you feeling good, man. I got to send you this R&B thing. Oh, okay, that's what you're saying. Okay, got it. Appreciate that, Ant. Do that. The War Report's live right now. No, okay, all right. Well, that's what's up. Shout out to the War Report. So who is the mystery OC?
The only names I've heard are Casey Woods, and I think Jake Crane brought up like Spav or whatever, but we won't know until we have a new head coach. So
that's why I just threw my hands up. That's why I threw my hands up. That's what.
Don't read it. Don't read into anything.
That's why I just threw my hands up. That's why I threw my hands up. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, we don't know from the ACC. Sharp in the chat. Sharp said that's not a hijab. Nah, man. No, it's not. It's not at all. All right, man. Fellas, shout out to Sharp, man. Make sure y'all go over there, subscribe to Sharp Shooter Sports Talk over on YouTube as well, man. Let's get into this conversation, guys, because I don't want to keep y'all on here too long tonight. Because it is Friday night. And it's been a long day, but you know. We're gonna make it happen, man. As y'all can tell from the thumbnail, QB depth in 2026. I know we getting a little bit ahead. Still got 2 games left, but it doesn't hurt to kind of talk about the future. As you know, last year, basically our whole quarterback room left. Last year. Potentially, that can happen again. Even though you preserved Ashton Daniels red shirt. That doesn't necessarily mean Ashton Daniels will be the quarterback at Auburn next year. I think a lot of people are assuming and hoping that happens. There's a lot of speculation about potentially if Deuce Knight will be at Auburn next year. You know, potentially does Peyton Falzon. Peyton Falzon right now is committed to Auburn, but some chatter about a week ago about him potentially flipping to an ACC team. Yeah, it's a lot of things happening out here in this world, and a lot of people feel as if Jackson Arnold is on his way out of the door to another potential SEC school that's right across the state line, possibly. But I want to ask y'all this question, fellas, man. Based on what we have in the room right now, Ashton Daniels, Deuce, Jackson Arnold, or you can say portal. Who do you think will give Auburn the best chance to win in 2026 out of what we have now? Or is there a portal quarterback that you think can come in with what potentially the news is around who would be the coach, what potentially an offense may look like underneath that coach, and things of that nature, and what quarterback can come in and actually help Auburn win that game? I'm gonna start with Marcus first and see what Marcus got to say. What you thinking, Marcus?
Yeah, I think it's like you said, it's predicated on who the OC gonna be, man, in my mind. But if I just had to throw a name out there, I would honestly say Ashton Daniels just off of experience. But to me, it's predicated on who the OC will be going forward, because you gotta get a quarterback that's gonna work in your scheme, man. And right now, we don't know what scheme our offense is gonna have going forward.
Okay. I'm gonna ask Bubba this one next. Bubba, what's your thoughts on this? What you thinking, Bubba?
I honestly don't know. It depends on who the OC is. Deuce, I'm 50-50 whether he's even back next year. And if you bring in like a Buster Faulkner, Deuce don't fit that system. Ashton actually does fit that system pretty well with his ability to make quick decisions and the kind of athlete he is. But I'd say safe bet is portal. I'm about 70% portal.
Man, wow. We got an Ashton Daniels. We have a portal. Tez, what you thinking?
Yeah, I'm probably thinking the portal too.
Mm.
Just because, honestly, unless, like you said, it depends on who the OC is. Unless Derek Nix gets that job, which I doubt, whoever comes in is probably going to want their own quarterback. And you'll be asking one of these guys to fit into that mold. And then on top of that, like, we hadn't seen what Deuce Knight looks like, right? So we don't know.
We had a little bit of it. We had a little bit of it against Ball State. Had a little bit of it against Ball State.
But that wasn't enough for you to find out, like, is he legit or is he not? We just kind of going by like hearsay and training camp, and a couple like small windows of footage. So, yeah, it's kind of hard to say, man. Would you bring in coaches? It's tough to say. That's why I lean more towards the portal.
I'm gonna have to go if Nick stays, of course. Ashton and Deuce. When Ashton come in the room, what was the R&B guy who I think that was Genuine with the song "You Owe Me." I'm like playing that as soon as he walk in the room, man. We gave you this red shirt, man. You owe me. So I'm gonna go Ashton and Deuce, man, and then hopefully whoever those new OC is, if it's a new OC or a new head coach, then they bring someone else with them also. Then you got a 3-man competition.
Okay, let's answer this. I want to give y'all a couple of scenarios. Scenario number one, right? Let's say Ashton Daniels is like, I don't want to be a part of this. I appreciate y'all giving me the red shirt, but I'm going to take my talents to the portal because I have put enough on tape in these last couple of games to show that I can go to a team right now that can compete, because you still don't know. Like we have this notion that if we just bring this guy in, that we're able to compete right now and right now this second we should be able to compete with the talent. Okay, that's what we believe. We believe that. But as Marcus alluded to earlier, it's all about scheme fit. And as Bubba alluded to, you may not Deuce Knight doesn't fit a system of a Buster Faulkner who potentially could come from Georgia Tech. So we are assuming that just because we have the talent on the roster, that this talent should be able to just kind of like plug and play whoever the next guy is that comes in. That's what we're assuming. So scenario is Ashton Daniels is like, yeah, guys, I appreciate you all giving me the opportunity, you know, to conserve my red shirt. And I don't want to, I don't want to, I want to take my talent somewhere else where I feel as if this team has a legitimate chance of making a college football playoff and being a championship contender and not starting over with a first year guy at this system, because all signs point to a certain person being the quarterback, being the head coach, and this would be his first big time job in the big leagues. That's what it would be. Now, add on to that. Let's say Deuce is 50-50. Let's say Deuce is like, look, wash my hands, get it. I'm out. I want to go to where I originally committed to, Notre Dame. Or I want to go to another team that potentially has the opportunity to basically develop me to where I should be. Could do that. And you're left with Jackson Arnold in the room and a 2025 commit and Peyton Falzon.
That would be interesting.
Now you have to go to the portal. You have to go to the portal. You have to go to the portal and get a quarterback, right? You have to go to the portal and get a quarterback. But if you're looking at other quarterbacks in college football right now, what quarterback out there that is a quarterback that we can sit here and say that would be significantly better than what we saw from Jackson Arnold, that can come that will be lured to Auburn with who, and we're using this and we're using this scenario based off of who off of the reports of who potentially is going to be the coach. And you got to go to the portal and get a guy. How would y'all feel about Jackson Arnold?
Hell no. Hell no.
Oh man! Oh my God! Why, man?
I don't know.
Y'all haven't seen.
I put it this way:
Jackson Arnold in a competent system
let me say this.
Exactly.
If Jeff Lebby is the surprise coach and they get Jeff Lebby, then I think.
Oh my God, bro!
I don't
I'm
see a
done
world.
gambling.
I don't see a world where Jackson Arnold stays at Auburn.
I mean, he's going down the level.
He went through too much this year. he doesn't want. I just don't see it. Like even with the whole, like, if Ashton Daniels were to if Ashton Daniels decide he wanted to leave, I think Deuce will stay.
Depending on the OC.
Pretty much guaranteeing you a starting. Yeah, depending on the OC, of course, but pretty much because they all ultimately want to play, right? That's your goal. You want to get on the field. So you're asking one of these quarterbacks to sit. So I don't know, man. It's interesting. And depending on who you bring in the portal, they may not be willing to sit behind them either. Mm-hmm. So you may actually be down to Peyton Falzon and whoever you get in the portal. Because Jackson Arnold's not going to want to be in a quarterback battle. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think Ashton Daniels want to be in the quarterback battle either with his last year. And you be basically trying to convince Deuce Knight to sit behind another quarterback for another year, and like, good luck with that.
But that's what you asking him to do next year if Ashton Daniels starts. If Ashton Daniels comes back, you're literally asking the guy that everybody says is the future of the program to sit behind another guy for another year.
And I don't know if he's willing to do that. So to your earlier question, this quarterback room could look completely different.
But look like what happened last year.
I would ask Tiz, where can he go right now next year and start? And he still would be a redshirt freshman. So tell me, where do you think he can go next year and just immediately start at that level that you want to play on? Like, I'm just saying, at a Power 5 school, Showtime, where can he go?
Oh, he could go to the ACC. He could give James Franklin a call if he wanted to.
Really good.
Go up there and start. He could.
Mississippi State.
He could go to Mississippi State.
Yep.
Colorado is always an option with a bunch of cameras on you.
He wouldn't go to Mississippi State. Kamario Taylor gonna be the guy there next year.
But from what I know, Kamario Taylor is out of there.
Ooh, really? Where you going?
Then you got,
I don't know.
Then you got Miami. It's always opening for transfer portal quarterback there. Like, he's got options.
Okay, let's. That might have been a very extreme scenario. Might have been a very extreme scenario. Let's just be honest about that. Okay. Let's give you a second scenario. Before we get that second scenario, guys, I want to bring in a guy that everybody loves, everybody knows. It is Ant for OC. Ant, what's going on, Ant? How you feeling?
Hey,
Man,
what
what's
up,
happening?
fellas?
What's up, Ant?
Ant, what's on your mind, man? What's on your mind before we get into
Hey, let's go. Let's go, Louverre Tigers. Third round, we playing Lynette. Oh, my bad.
it? Game just started.
I know it.
I feel you.
I gotta chill, man. My little nephew playing tonight. He been
Okay.
balling out.
Okay.
Too bad I ain't at home to watch it.
Hey,
But it's okay. I feel like they're gonna win tonight.
that's what's up. That's what's up. All right, so let's go to scenario 2. All right, let's probably go with a scenario that's probably I'm not gonna say it is, but let's say Ashton does decide to leave. Right. Let's say Deuce does stay. Let's say Jackson is gone. Let's say Peyton Falzone comes in. But let's say who was it in the chat that stated earlier that what if Sam Levitt would be interested if he was in the portal? Can't remember who it was.
JT said.
JT said that. He said, what if Sam Levitt is in the portal and would be interested in coming to Auburn? What do you do in that situation? Do you go? Go ahead, Bubba.
Well, it depends on who the OC is. Because he's not a perfect fit for every system. He's not an air raid guy. He's definitely not an air raid guy. He's not a wide choice type guy. So that takes out Casey Woods. That takes out either of Neil Brown or Spav because he doesn't fit either of those systems. You need more of a pro style with utilizing a lot of pistol stuff like that. Uses legs. So again, all these quarterbacks are going to be pigeonholed to a system.
Hate it. I hate that, man. I hate that. But let's just say his name pops up in the portal. I'm not saying it will, but let's just say it pops up in the portal. And you're the only two people that you have in Auburn's quarterback room at that time would be Deuce Knight, and you would have a young Peyton Falzone. Sam Levitt. Let's say it could be somebody else. Let's say it could be, a Kamario Taylor, or it could be, somebody else from another school that has some type of name and some type of recognition behind them. How would you go about that? Because you still have to go in the portal and you have to get another quarterback. You got to have at least 3 guys on the roster just in case for injury purposes. How are you dealing with that if you're considering Deuce to be the future of the program? How are you playing that? Are you looking at Deuce saying, all right, Deuce is going to be the starter. He's going to be the guy that's in the lead. We're not naming him the starter, but he still has to earn the spot. But he's the guy that we're looking at is going to be the guy that's going to lead the team. Or are you actually going out trying to go get a proven guy that has played a lot of college football and won, because you had one that literally just walked out the door in Ashton Daniels, if that were to happen?
I had to take a 1-year guy that's proven. I couldn't take Levitt because Levitt too young. Deuce is a transfer.
No, Levitt ain't. Levitt got like 1 year left.
Yeah, Levitt's got 2. He could play 2, but he's going pro.
Yeah. Yeah.
After this season?
Levitt's a sophomore.
I thought this was one of his last 2 seasons.
Hold up. This was his redshirt sophomore season. He's going into being a redshirt junior next year.
Okay, cool. So he's not true. Okay, go ahead.
But he's already on draft boards, so he's probably going pro after next year.
Yeah,
exactly.
So I think in that situation, and you're saying like you got in the room you have Deuce, and then you have Peyton Falzone, and that's it.
Yep.
I think you go find. I don't know who the quarterback is, but you go find you a Peyton Thorne. You go find you a quarterback that's a veteran, that's had some experience, that can do a little bit of everything, who can operate your offense if he wins the job, but is good enough to, if he loses the job, then you know that the quarterback that wins the job is a pretty decent quarterback. Now, I don't know who that person is, but
that's Ashton Daniels.
Ashton Daniels gone though. Ashton Daniels gone. Yeah, Ashton Daniels is like, look.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that, but that just sounds. The description sounds very much like.
So Who we saying gonna be the OC though, Nick? Cause that makes a big difference too. I'm like Bubba, that makes a big
Man,
difference on who you
man,
looking at.
we been said that's
Right.
been acknowledged.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
been acknowledged about who it depends on scheme. We just talking hypotheticals right here. That's all. We just
Yeah, I'm
literally
Oh,
taking,
talking
man,
hypotheticals.
I'm just taking Deuce, bro. I'm taking
Yeah.
Deuce.
Okay.
And
Go
Okay.
yeah,
I'm
OC.
taking Deuce and let him grow, man. I'm tired of these like 1-year transfer quarterbacks coming in and then just flopping for whatever reason. You know, it's a gamble. So unless they've been balling out at another school, but other than that, man, I'm just give me Deuce, bro, and let's
No
ride.
offense, no offense
'Cause you,
coordinator is going to take this job, this profile of a job, where offense coordinator is a reputation game and run the risk of dealing with Deuce's young woes and
yeah, I
that
mean,
affecting their reputation.
So
I can get you, but I'm just
yeah.
saying my opinion is that's what I would do if you know what I'm saying if it were me. You know what I'm saying?
how good a football team are we? Are we
That's
good
and then
enough?
too, being the first year, you're gonna have currency. You're gonna have first year currency. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're gonna have that when you come in. You have
Well,
first
will
year
you
currency.
DC? Will
Are
you have
we?
Sure.
first
Are
year
we?
currency?
Yes.
I mean, because a lot of people feel like there are a lot of people that are in this Auburn talk space that says because the talent is on this team, if you can keep certain pieces on this team, and everybody say if you can keep Durkin and you can keep Durkin, you keep the defense together, you keep a lot of these defensive guys on the team, you keep a lot of the defensive recruits in house, and a lot of people saying if you can keep a couple of people on the offense side of the ball, Auburn should be a playoff team next year. Or Auburn should be in the contention for
I,
playoff next year. So is
Cohen
there
said that.
currency? Is there
Cohen said
currency?
that. Cohen
yeah.
said that.
Yeah, but what
I, I would
That's what I
say,
meant, Bubba. That's what I meant.
I would say, in that case, you just a quarterback away. Like you have to take a chance on a proven quarterback if that's your goal to make the playoffs or whatever. However the case may be. Now you might do run the risk of Deuce leaving, but that's when you got to sit down and talk to him and be like, "Hey, Deuce, I know you was promised you might start your second year, but man, with the talent we got on this roster, I feel like if we bring a veteran in, you can get you a ring and then you could take over." Just being honest.
But it's like at what point
Here's-
do we get a high school quarterback? At what point do we get a quarterback that we get multiple years out of? Like
When
at
we get a
what point does that
Yeah.
start, man? It's like it's just
Mm.
like we are not even like looking to develop. You know what I'm saying? We're not even looking at development role. It's like let's just go get this, guy out of the portal. He come in, okay, he flopped. Then let's go get another one.
Well,
It's like at
DC.
what point do we like recruit high
Well,
school quarterbacks
Well,
and
DC.
develop them?
The problem is
here's
When
how
do
I'm
we
gonna
get
answer that
our
question.
Gunner Stockton?
Here's how I'm gonna answer that. Here's how I'm gonna answer that question, DC. I think the way that you're thinking about it is literally like the older way of how recruiting used to go. Because now when you have basically free agency and you have the transfer portal and you have guys literally that will move from school to school every year if possible, just to be able to either get a bag or get a better opportunity to be able to play in front of a bigger to play in what is perceived to be a better or a step up of competition. You're always gonna have that's always gonna be a temptation for coaches. I went and got this talent out of high school, but this guy that's in the portal has already played college football and he has already taken his lumps. So he kind of knows exactly what it is. If I can get him in and kind of curtail him to what we need to do here in our system, we can win now. Instead of me taking those lumps with that guy, in a season, and then hopefully thinking that he takes the next step in the next season. Because you saw what just happened with Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze only had 2.5 seasons. He didn't even get a full 3 seasons. So I think coaches are just under the pressure of trying to win now because of the playoff and because of now having the transfer portal and now that the fact that a lot of money is involved in it. I just honestly think that you're just trying to find the best way to win now. And that's the reason why the word development, because we did a show about this back in the offseason about
I was about to say that.
We talked about this about this. We talked about this show in the season about development. And we was asking like, well, where is the development? Because we're not really seeing it. And when you see the NFL product, it's kind of affecting the NFL product as well, because guys are not sitting and actually trying to learn the game. They're trying to get on the field and play as much as they possibly can as soon as possible, because they're trying to get tape for the NFL and they're trying to get paid as well too. They trying to get their necks NIL deal as well. So I understand exactly where you're coming from, DC,
Yeah.
but I just think with the pressure that it is in college football now and the transfer portal and guys and coaches trying to win now and not having that long of a leash, I think guys are just trying to find a person that can come in that has already done it and make it work. I think about like hiring managers. Hiring managers when they want to hire somebody, they don't really want somebody that's already that they got to really train up for real. They want somebody that already kind of has the knowledge about it, that already has like these. Right. It always says we prefer this, we prefer that, we prefer this, that this, so they don't have to, so they can have they can kind of have their hands off of it as much as possible because you should already have these skills and should already know it, and stuff like that. That's what I liken it to. Just
but see, when you look at the programs, successful programs are not doing that. They're not getting hired guns. When you look at Georgia's, Texas, even Ole Miss, they had a multi-year quarterback who just went to the NFL. When you look at Ohio State, they're not doing this.
I thought Jackson Dart was a transfer. I thought Jackson Dart transferred.
Yeah, he was. But what I'm saying was he took him as what, a red shirt guy.
Yeah, like a red shirt.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. He wasn't like this guy who was out of school who was successful. Lane Kiffin took that guy and he built him up and he developed him. You see what I'm saying? So it's like those, if you look at the Georgias of the world and people like that, man, they're going to get quarterbacks and they're developing them and having them for multiple years. They're not doing like Miami. Miami is just doing hired gun stuff. They're not developing quarterbacks.
Well, so my point, like, the biggest, I think the biggest thing we're overlooking is like we fired 2 coaches in the last 6-7 years.
Yeah,
like all of those coaches. In order to do that, you got to have a staff that's going to be there for a while to keep these kids in the boat. Every time you bring in a new coach on offense, they're going to want to bring in their quarterbacks.
True.
Every single time. So like all the schools that you named, DC, Georgia has had their coach for a while. These are schools that have they staffs in place for a while. They don't go through these changes like we do. So I guess the answer is we start winning games. We get a coach in here longer than 3 or 4 years. Like, for example, we probably would have seen Holden Garner play football at Auburn eventually.
Yeah.
Right. But
had there not been a coaching change.
But see, is it the chicken and the egg? Are we not winning because we're not going that route? You see what I'm saying? Are we losing coaches because we keep going to the portal, getting these flops? Or is it because we're not developing? Is it the route we're taking? Maybe if Harsin would have developed what he had, or if Freeze would have developed what he had in the guy that's at Baylor now. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going again and getting going again with Peyton Thor, man, just develop what you have.
I think DC, your vision is clouded by the fact that we're the only big time program that's fucked this up this much. Every other big time program,
man, look at Miami, bro. Miami. Well, I guess Miami's successful, but they still not making the playoffs with all this money they paying these quarterbacks.
And
not making the playoffs.
Let me hit on that point again that Tez made. We don't have the staff continuity to do that. Deuce, all the progression that he went through this year is going to be squandered because we're bringing in a brand new offense. So he's going to be a redshirt freshman with little to no experience. You don't gamble on that. Do you see Gunnar Stockton? Gunnar Stockton's been with Mike Bobo now for 3 years. He knows that offense inside and out. Derek Nix has been here for 2 years. He's gone as a offensive coordinator. So you're bringing in a brand new offensive coordinator with a brand new system, and then you're rolling the dice on a quarterback that's only been in this offense for a few months. But you see, like Indiana, they went out and they hit on their evals. They hit on Curtis Rourke from Ohio. They bet on him from tape that he put on 2 years before they landed him. Then they went out and they landed Fernando Mendoza. In Georgia, if they hadn't seen Gunnar Stockton in the playoffs last year and seen the progression that he made then, they were going to go and get a transfer quarterback.
Sure it was. Yeah.
So, but what did they do though?
They were going to.
What I'm saying,
we haven't seen Deuce.
But I'm talking about history. I'm talking about your mindset and a program set. You see what I'm saying?
Do that?
Some programs are set to go get quarterbacks and develop them. Some are just I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna go get a hired gun. That's Lane
Okay.
Kiffin.
So
with
I
other
ask you this.
things.
I ask you this
What I'm
question, DC.
saying
I
is,
ask you this. I ask you this, DC.
Mhm.
What would you say about Clemson then?
What about Clemson? They have multi-year quarterbacks.
Yeah, and it had and it hasn't produced for real.
It has in the past. This last quarterback is, think about it. This last quarterback is a multi-year quarterback. He's the first in a long line of quarterbacks that didn't produce.
Kelly
Think
Bryant.
about it.
He produced last year. Caleb Klubnik,
Yeah,
he
but,
just had a
but
bad
I'm just
season this year.
saying Klubnik was the first in a long line of quarterbacks that did not produce as his predecessors did.
But
What
it's
I'm saying is some programs just have a mindset, bro, that we're going to go out and get a quarterback and we're going to develop that quarterback. Some don't.
Yeah, but
Well,
they
let me-
also
we-
but,
That's
okay,
not
but when
the-
you,
we didn't.
but
we
when you
didn't.
talk about Georgia, you also had the privilege of having a Stetson Bennett there as well. And you had the privilege of having one of the best defenses in college football that you could lean on, that you didn't have to that you could have, played that. You could have played those cards like that. You know, you don't have to you didn't have to rush Gunnar Stockton into it because we can lean on our defense, and all Gunners and all Stetson Bennett have to do is just go out here and not mess it up. You have that luxury. We ain't had that luxury.
Bro,
we could have
if
had that
you
luxury.
think about
We
it,
could
bro,
have, but we didn't have it.
It's not. I don't think
But
it's
it's
so
by
much.
choice, though. It's by
But it's not.
choice.
I
He
don't think
could
it's so
have.
much at Auburn though.
Yeah,
I think it's like you said, we had 3 coaches. You think about it, we had 3 coaches. 2 of them have not really developed quarterbacks in their career. One of them was here for a very long time. The other coach in the middle while he had, some success developing quarterbacks in the history of that, nobody liked him. So we got rid of him in 2 years.
Mhm.
So like it's kind of like who we've had here, more so than just like a history of the program. Like, the last 3 coaches we had, they just failed to develop quarterbacks. It's just not what they do.
Yeah, and I
All right,
agree
well-
with that to a degree, but like with when you deal with Hugh Freeze could have done that. You know what I'm saying? When he had Peyton Thorne the first year and it didn't work. After the bowl game, he was like, the competition is wide open. I'm going in another direction. Before we got to the next season, he changed course. Right then, bro, he could have developed Walker White. He could have put all of his time in. He had a choice right then to set the program in a different direction. And it was like, okay, Walker White is our future, man. Let's go with Walker White. Bring Deuce in. Okay, we're going to start our quarterback development right there. He chose another road. He could have done that. He could have set the program
But
on a different
that's an
course
indictment on
at that
him, though.
point.
Yeah,
I know that, but
that's
I know that's a Hugh Freeze problem, and I'm agreeing. All I'm saying is it's a choice. It's not necessarily like we couldn't have done it. We could have done it.
DC, just think about what you're
Yeah.
asking this new offensive coordinator. You're asking this new offensive coordinator to gamble on a quarterback that's not his.
No, I'm speaking on what happened in the past with Hugh Freeze. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, he's an
And
idiot. He's a dumbass, and we know
saying,
that.
My point is with Hugh Freeze, dude, it's not like he couldn't have changed course and developed quarterbacks. He could have. We're saying it's impossible. That was a choice, dude. He could have kicked Peyton Thorne to the curb and been like, I'm going to develop my quarterbacks. I'm getting out of high school. I got Hank Brown. I got Walker White right here. He could have went to quarterback development, man. That's just a choice. That's all I'm saying.
Let me point out like a big example.
He'd still be at home.
He would be. Exactly. I agree with
We
you.
don't know
there,
that,
because
dude.
because he can't develop quarterbacks. That's the whole thing. That's the whole point. Like we've noticed that. That's the thing. So basically, I think it's more of the person than it is an indictment on the school. Well, if you want to make it an indictment on school, you can make it an indictment on school of hiring the wrong person.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
But like let me point out like a big program that will be pointed to a lot for a homegrown quarterback is Notre Dame. But what did they do to give CJ Carr time? CJ Carr was a freshman last year. When Marcus Freeman got the job, for the first 2 years, he knew he didn't have a quarterback that was ready, so he went and he got 2 stopgaps.
Yep.
That's what I expect. That's what I expect this next coach to do. I don't think we're just going to be a portal heavy quarterback school in the future.
Mm-mm.
But even if Deuce leaves, I don't care if Deuce leaves. That's just my opinion on it. If he wants to leave, that's fine. Let this next coach pick out his quarterback, but you got to give that quarterback time to develop. So what did Marcus Freeman do? He went and he got Sam. He went and he got Sam Hartman. Then he went and he got Riley Leonard. So those were the stopgaps to give. Well, Michigan spent $12 million. They spent the
Yeah,
wealth of the
what I'm
quarterback
saying
room.
is just an attitude. That's an attitude and a mindset that, like, bro, we're gonna go get the best quarterback and we're gonna play this dude. You
But
see what I'm saying?
there's
I don't think- I don't-
Deuce is not Bryce Underwood.
But how do we really know that?
I think we
Prove
think
it.
we- I think
There
we
is
do.
one Bryce Underwood every 3 or 4
We
years.
don't know. We haven't even seen Deuce play. How can you say
But
that?
it didn't also like
What I'm saying is we don't know that. Jackson Arnold was a 5-star quarterback, consistent.
Exactly.
Right?
But Jackson
That's my whole point. Is you
hold
don't
up.
know.
Let's
I mean,
be
to be
real
fair,
about
else is not somebody else.
to be fair
I'm
though,
going
what
to
they-
I'm going to
what
be
they
I'm
ex-
going to wear the Jackson Arnold flag here. Jackson Arnold has not been in a stable offensive system for
And
2
Bryce
seasons
has.
now.
Bryce has.
That's all I'm saying.
He's rocking with
No.
Chip Lindsey and
I'm
Sharon Moore.
not disagreeing with you, Bubba.
Yeah,
I'm not
so
disagreeing with you. But when we
what
talk
they're
about
asking him to do at
Jackson
Michigan-
Jackson Arnold has not been in a stable system for 2 seasons. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair, and that's a fair point. But like, there is very few quarterbacks that can play as a freshman. Very, very few. There's a lot of guys that can be talent. Like CJ Carr was not ready to play. They made that assessment early, and they got their guy. So that's my point. You can't just bet on that. Like we saw what Bo Nix looked like as a freshman. Can the next head coach with a roster that he's coming in is brand new staff, brand new everything, and just gamble on a freshman? He's not going to do that. That's not fair to him to try and force him to do that.
And then
Your thoughts,
Bryce Underwood at Michigan, like they're not asking him to do a lot. Like I don't know if he would start as a freshman under another offensive scheme.
Nope. He wouldn't.
They really just, it's just turn around, hand the ball off, run some play action pass, or take off running is what they're doing with him right now. So it's like it's real simple. I think Deuce Knight could do that actually as a freshman, probably. But I just, to be perfectly honest, what this whole RPO based offense thing is, either you could do it or you can't. Like, it's not one of those things that's like, I mean, you can learn it, but like the quarterbacks that are the best at it, they just have it. And that's why Jackson Arnold was such a good fit for what he wanted to do. So like, I don't know where Dukes fits in that. Is he one of those guys that's just like has picked up this RPO based system and can run it flawlessly, or not? Is that his niche? I don't know. We haven't seen it. We'll get to see Mercer. I'm looking towards like some execution things in this game. Of course, it's still, it's Mercer. But we'll see then. And I don't know, man. I think they all these guys, like I said, all these guys, I'd be telling them all, if I was Durkin, I'd be telling them all the same thing. Like, whether you going to leave or you going to stay, like, you got 2 games to put the best film of the season out there. Like, I really don't care what you do. But, like, Jackson's going to get an opportunity. Deuce is going to get his opportunity. We've already seen Ashton. So, man, go out there and ball out. Put some tape. Earn you some money, even if it ain't at Auburn.
I feel you on that. Marcus, your thoughts on this? You've been kind of quiet.
Yeah, honestly, my thoughts is like Ted said, bro. Like, in a situation where you don't know who the offensive coordinator gonna be, you don't know kind of what your future gonna look like. So all you can do is just go out and just try to put some film out there and hope for the best. But as constructed, man, I hope we give Deuce a shot, but I also have to agree with Bubba. It's not really fair for an offensive coordinator to come in and be tasked to be strapped down to a quarterback that we want as a fan base and not their guy. So it's just like, it's kind of, man, I just want to just sit back and just see how this is going to play out, man. That's why I'm so quiet, because it's just like, I'm just listening to all y'all talk. It's just like, we ain't gonna really know until we see how it play out, honestly.
Hey, but we get to talk about it, and kind of project hypothetically what could happen. Go ahead, Tez.
Y'all remember
this too, as far as projections, you don't know, man. Like, Deuce will be a redshirt freshman, and I'm not saying you got to force somebody on somebody, but I'm just saying, like, it's not always this big risk. like we're making it out to be. Oh, what Lenore Sellers did his red shirt after his red shirt year. You don't know
wait. Okay. So are you
what
putting
I'm
Deuce
saying
in
is you don't know
are you
what
putting Deuce in the same category as Lenore Sellers?
What I'm saying is
I
we
heard
don't
he
know.
must be in the transfer portal too, by the way.
My point is you don't know how a person projects from their freshman to their red shirt year. You have no idea. You just we just guessing. So what I'm saying is you could end up with a Lenore Sellers. How do we know we won't?
Yeah.
We just
So-
assuming that, man.
But
Deuce is just gonna be a bust if a new coordinator come in.
No.
And Deuce could be lights out.
What
We
we
be in a
need is-
Heisman race. We don't know what Deuce can do next year. We're just assuming what I'm saying, and two, that is a mindset.
I guess what I'm saying is like you still either way it go, you have to bring somebody. You more than likely, as it stands right now, we're going to have to bring somebody into this room.
Of course.
Right.
Because you more
So,
likely
like,
you more likely only have 2 quarterbacks in the room.
If you got to do that, you may as well bring in somebody that can start. Right. And now if you have a fair quarterback competition, if Deuce is ready and he truly wins that competition, you have a bona fide star in that player.
Yes.
Right. Like if you got to go, is no reason to sign a quarterback to sit on the bench. Like, well, 2 sit on the bench, one that is willing to sit on the bench if they lose the job, but like you got to bring in somebody to just be a baseline for the room. If you got to sign somebody anyway. So I don't know. It's kind of like think about when we went and signed Eric Singleton. We had 4 scholarship receivers on the roster. And that was the freeze 4. And we still had to go to the portal and get a receiver. We had to fill out that room. So it's like, so what are we doing? Are we going to get somebody that's comparable to these guys, or are we going to, since we're in the portal, are we going to get the best receiver that's available in the portal? And it's tough. You showing up first day on the job. See, it's different when you got like, think about Alabama when Kalen DeBoer took over. Jalen Miro was a Heisman Trophy candidate. So like that decision was already made for him. He would have got ran out the building if you don't play Jalen Miro. If he wouldn't have played Jalen Miro. So it's tough to ask somebody to come from another school, take this job, and build an offense with a quarterback that a type of quarterback that you never used to actually get you this job in the first place. It's like they wouldn't even be asking me to come to the school if I hadn't had this type of quarterback. Like they're gonna go to the portal, and it's gonna be a name that could compete for a starting job. Until we give a coach 4 or 5 years, I just don't see it happening where you're gonna see high school development actually coming to fruition.
Yeah,
3 years, new coach, you're gonna want this guy. It's just
Or
the nature of the bit.
Or you do what Marcus Freeman did at Notre Dame. Like Bubba stated earlier, you either go find a quarterback in this class. You go find a quarterback in the 26 class. And I'm saying this as if the guy that everybody feels is going to be the future of the program decides to leave. You go find a 26 quarterback that you feel comfortable with, and then you go find a guy that can start for you 2 years. Whether it's a 1-year guy this year and then next year a 1-year guy, if the guy you found in this class is not ready by the 27 season.
And just making one more point. For every one Lenore Sellers, there's 100 Jeff Sims and Ricky Collins. And so it's just, I think the smart play is to go get an experienced quarterback at least for year 1 and try and convince Deuce to stay. Because Deuce has first-round type talent. He has the tools to be an elite passer with a little bit of mechanical work. And, of course, he can go 4 or 5 on you. But, again, it's just no coordinator is just going to come in and run that risk. But I do think if you hit on a coordinator and they stay for 4 or 5 years, you'll eventually see one of their true products, their high school products. But it's not going to be day one.
Yeah.
Okay, didn't y'all just say how long has Marcus Freeman been at Notre Dame?
3 years,
years.
2021.
Okay, he's been there 3 years and he's doing it.
But
Yeah,
this is the
but-
first
but
year
we
he's done
just-
it.
the first,
Yeah,
But I'm
this is the
saying
first
he's
year
been
he's
there
done it,
only
though.
3. What I'm saying is he's only been there 3 years. We talking 4 or 5 all these years. Marcus
Yeah,
Freeman
but-
has been there 3
Yeah,
years,
but
and
he's
he's doing exactly what I'm saying.
But those first 2
What I'm
years, were
saying
with-
is,
what-
again,
but
bro,
those
it's
first
a
2 years,
mindset.
no, but those first 2 years were with quarterbacks that weren't guys.
But
that he
his
recruited out of
third
high
year,
school.
what does he have his third year?
Yeah, the guy that he recruited the first
Thank
year he
you.
was there.
My point
Because
is,
he had-
it doesn't take 5 years, bro.
I didn't
He
say it's
did
gonna
it in
take
3
5
years.
years.
No, we didn't
Y'all
say
That's
that.
not
said
what I
he
meant.
can't do it in 2 or 3 years.
We
He's
never
doing
said
it.
that.
He's
We
doing.
never said that.
Yeah,
We never said it would
That
take
was
5
just
years.
doing
it takes 4 or 5 years. Somebody just said that. When
Well,
I'm
I
saying
said like
4 or 5
if you
years.
have
it
if you have
doesn't
some,
necessarily have to take 4 or 5 years for you to go to a
Yeah,
high
I
school
mean, that's-
quarterback, bro. That's all
that's
I'm
also
saying.
a winning. That's also
You
a
have,
winning
you, have to,
program.
you gotta win to have roster retention though.
Yeah.
If you look bad as a team, you won't retain your roster, DC. So that's just the nature, especially right now. It's like Nick told
So
you.
Auburn
earlier.
haven't been retaining their roster.
Nah,
They've
not
been
for real.
losing, bro.
not
They've
a
been retaining their
quarterback,
roster.
not a
They've
In
been
the
quarterback.
quarterback room, we've been flipping them over pretty
Yeah,
fast.
but I'm just saying Auburn's
You got a
been
whole
retaining
different
their roster.
quarterback room from
Like
last year.
that guy
Okay,
that,
now-
that,
okay,
that guy
either-
that he was that guy was
either
supposed to
dude
be
is-
Walker White for us. Walker White left
Right,
Yeah,
but I'm
he
saying
did.
either Hugh Freeze is
on Hugh Freeze watch.
malfunctional or he's not. You see what I'm
Say
saying?
that one more time, DC. Say that one more time.
Either Hugh Freeze is malfunctional or he's not. You see what I'm saying? When I just said it, it was like, well, Hugh Freeze a bad coach. Okay,
He
the
is.
same what y'all saying. Hugh Freeze a bad coach. So we can't use him as a control. We can't use Hugh Freeze as a control because the bottom line is gonna be, bro, he was a bad coach.
True. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So why are we trying to use him as an example? Is what I'm saying.
We ain't using him as an
You
example.
can't use Hugh Freeze as a
point-
baseline, bro.
My point is, you're not going to get
Why
this.
not?
You're not going to get this high
Because
school.
when I was just using him
Hold
as
up.
a baseline, y'all was just like Hugh Freeze a bad coach. You can't use it. You can't use that as an example with Walker White. Because remember, you was like, okay, if you use Walker,
Yeah, but
Walker
Walker
White,
White
he
also-
wouldn't have
but-
developed because Hugh Freeze was bad anyway.
Walker
He would've
White
been at
also
home.
said-
But
but
even
Walker
if he
White
had a-
also said that if he wasn't, that Hugh Freeze told him if he wasn't the guy by year 2, he probably wouldn't start. So he did the best thing for his career and went somewhere else.
He didn't get
Well, I don't
me
know.
here, did he?
I don't know if it. I don't know if
So
that
he
was,
walked. He
Just telling you what Walker White said.
But he
Walker,
didn't get
Walker
the year
White
2 though.
left. Walker White left on Hugh Freeze watch and got to Baylor and said that he chose Baylor because it was a place where he could be developed.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, we can't use Hugh Freeze as an example. Because
Yeah,
it was
so that's
it
what I'm
seemed
saying
like it
though.
was dysfunctional.
But that was to my earlier point that like it's not an Auburn thing. It's just that this coach is not very good. So this coach is not very good. The last coach they didn't like, so they didn't didn't have him around. And then the coach before that didn't develop quarterbacks
He
either.
didn't develop- I agree.
So
I agree.
like it's more so the most important thing is to pick somebody the best person for this offense, right? Because if you pick a competent offense, it will. If you pick a competent offensive coordinator with a well enough system, it would allow you the time to sort this quarterback thing out, right? Yeah, I hate to bring up the board, but that's what happened at Alabama. You picked a quarterback, a coach who could field the offense, and albeit now Jalen Milroe was a Heisman Trophy candidate before that, but he could field the offense that was good enough to buy you time until you could hit on quarterback. And this year, they hit on quarterback.
Yeah, but he was already on the roster. You see what I'm saying?
That's very true.
Kalen
That's very
DeBoer is
true. Time to
doing
develop
with
the
Kalen
offense.
DeBoer is
But he also
Kalen DeBoer
he
is
also
being
brought his guy
successful with
in,
what
though.
was on the roster.
But he also
But it
brought his
wasn't
guy
your
in.
one.
He
though.
brought his guy in, but he's going with what was on the roster. That's
Because
my
that's
whole
the
point
better
is
quarterback.
You can't just like dismiss what you have on the roster either and just be like, "Oh, it's not gonna work." Okay,
No,
go
no,
tell
no,
Kalen
no,
DeBoer
no.
that, man.
hold up.
Go
No,
tell
I'm saying,
Kalen
like,
DeBoer that.
Hold up.
In
Hold
a
up.
quarterback battle, Ty probably won the battle, and then you put him on the field. Like, but you
Right.
got to bring in a veteran that knows your system to at least be a baseline. That's why you always gonna see them new coordinators go to the portal. They're gonna get one of their guys, right? Austin Mack's got all the measurables, 6'5", 220. Like you see that quarterback room, he looks like the starting quarterback.
I get it, but
But-
what I'm saying is,
But you
what I'm
got to
saying,
bring
they,
in that guy.
yeah, but they didn't. My point. That's
If
my
Ty
point.
wasn't better than him, then Mac would be
Right.
starting.
They
right
brought-
now,
I don't
probably.
have a
Or they
problem
would have
with
went to the
bringing
portal again.
I don't have a problem with bringing in a guy, which they did. But my point is, they didn't just kick their roster to the curb. And right now, the guy that they brought in is not starting over someone that was given to them on the roster. Same could. All I'm saying is the same could be the case with Deuce Knight. We don't know.
But we
don't know.
We
To
was
just
5
say
and
that.
7.
To just say that.
Do you think that tie would have been at Alabama if Alabama was 5 and 7, 6 and 6, and then 5 and 7 for them 3 years?
I don't know. Ty could love Alabama. He truly could have. He could be an Alabama guy. We don't know.
He could be, but that's
what I'm saying. We're assuming it's not. Is not Jeremiah. It's not Jeremiah Cobb, the 4th leading rusher in the SEC, and he's still on Auburn roster.
That's true.
So the guy grew up an Alabama fan, but he's like he loved Auburn. The dude like I'm gonna wait my chance.
It's a much easier decision to
make.
But
I'm just saying he's like
9-10 games every year.
But I'm giving you an example. Jeremiah Cobb was like, man, I'm bidding my time. He was like, I love Auburn. I'm bidding my time, and something's good is gonna happen to me. I'm just answering your question. Some players love the school. Doesn't have anything to do with a record.
I'm saying that could be very true. But
I'm just saying
like it is. I don't know. Like Walker White was one of those guys where the record probably mattered. He hit the door. Ty Simpson, one of those guys, the record didn't matter. He stayed around, or maybe the record mattered. Well, for whatever reason, that choice was on the players. That wasn't a function of like the school just letting these players go. Like Kalen DeBoer, he didn't. He walked into that. Ty just so happened to be a player that stuck around through a couple offensive coordinators and everything. That's on him. That has nothing to do with the coach that said himself. That's just like a unique situation. Same can be said for Walker White, just hitting the eject button after a red shirt, yeah.
I'm just making the point that it's always not a foregone conclusion that who you have on the roster is just going to be this terrible thing for somebody new coming in. That's not.
Well, I wanted to be Deuce Knight. We're not disagreeing with you about that, DC. But what we're saying is like let's give an analogy. Okay, so if you were to let's say if you were coming in and you were taking over a department, right?
Yeah.
The first thing that you're gonna do when you take over a department is you're gonna look over and see what production is from the people in that department, right? More than likely, you're gonna want to bring in your own people because you're comfortable with that person, or you've evaluated somebody that you've already seen, and you're like, all right, this person fits the standards of what I want to do to make the department get back to what it is. That's all we saying. That's literally it. And so, and majority of the time is if the person on the roster, if the people on the roster are not producing, there's a reason why you're there to fix it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You could also go in, and then the people that are on the roster is better than who you gonna bring in. You don't necessarily always just go in a department and just kind of just boot everybody just because
a lot of people do it. But majority of the time that happens.
What I'm saying is evaluation is key. You don't necessarily go in and just be like, because this department is failing, I just need to boot everybody on here and they are a risk to me as an incoming manager. Sometimes you might evaluate.
I feel you.
Sometimes, you might go in a department and evaluate, and it might not be the function of the people. It could just be morale. You see what I'm saying? Or it could be the SOP, the standard operational procedure, that is causing the department to be ineffective. You can look at a department and just be like, man, this is a great department. If y'all just had a great SOP, you could be wonderful. So it ain't all the time when you come in, bro, that it's what you're coming into is a risk. Namely, Auburn. We see what Auburn did a week after Hugh Freeze left. It wasn't the roster and what was on it.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's not always the case either. I'm just saying is, dude, you don't just like automatically let's just boot everybody that's on the roster and go get somebody else and think it's gonna alwaay be better. Sometimes a Deuce Knight could be better. That's all I'm saying.
If it's scheme what I'm saying is like
it just. What I'm saying is like most of the time that's on the player whether they leave. Think about when Hugh Freeze got here, how Robbie Ashford. I don't know if y'all remember this, but how Robbie Ashford talked about how excited he was to play under Hugh Freeze.
Mm-hmm.
And how most of the fans were like, man, Robbie could thrive under this. Then he go out and sign Peyton Thorne. They had a year that they had the first year. I think he threw for 1,700 yards. And everybody was like, man, Robbie could have did that. Right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of the times it's on the player, right? Robbie chose, even after they signed Peyton Thorne, he chose to stick around that year and have a quarterback battle. He could have hit the eject button right there in the fall and been somewhere else playing that year. But he didn't. Now, of course, he hit the eject button after that. But what I'm saying is, he could have immediately, as soon as he brought in a transfer quarterback, just say, "Hey, I don't even want to be part of this. I wanted to play for Hugh Freeze. I might not get an opportunity to do that." You're bringing in a guy that got 2 years of eligibility left, who's a fourth and fifth year. He definitely not going. There's no path for me to get on the field. He could have left that first year, but he chose to battle, and try to win the starting job, and he played a little bit. So it's like, man, it's all on the player at the end of the day. Most times, do they feel like my question is this: would Deuce feel like he would want to be in a quarterback battle? Like, would that intimidate him? Because the choice for Deuce to leave is going to be Deuce. There's no coach that's going to be like, "Hey, Deuce, I think you need to find somewhere else to play football at."
I think
Right?
I
That
think a
choice is
big
going to be
thing.
on Deuce.
I think a big thing that we missing as well is we're not in the day-to-day, we're not in there day-to-day with the players and the coaches. So we don't know exactly how the players perceive certain coaches. I mean, because we're not there to actually see exactly how it is behind the scenes. You can take a picture and you can show, a room happy sitting around you and stuff like that. That could just be a photo op. But those players are there every day with those coaches, and they know more about the insides and of how a coach actually is and whether they want to play for that person or not as well too. I think that's part of it as well.
Also,
Yeah.
let me make a quick point. Another thing is, just imagine yourself as whatever OC is coming in. You don't know Deuce. You don't know how he fits your system. You also don't have the spring portal, so you cannot just watch them in spring ball and see if you need to pivot and grab a transfer in the spring.
True.
So you have to immediately come in and make that decision. Okay, am I going to spend big money? Am I going to go just get somebody who can compete in this battle? Who is willing to just come in and compete in this battle? And also, does Deuce fit my system? Do I have the opportunity to see how Deuce is going to fit in my system? So all those things are aspects to where you would bring in a transfer. And that's not to say Deuce could absolutely win the battle because Deuce is a stud. I'm not saying you don't give Deuce the job if he wins the job. You just don't bank on Deuce winning the job. That's my only point. I'm not saying like DC, I'm not saying that it's just an awful thing if Deuce starts next year. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying it's not smart to not have a contingency plan. That's my point.
No, I think everybody agree we would go to the portal regardless. I mean, if we only have 2 quarterbacks, we got to have 3. You know what I'm saying? I was just speaking to just
From a historic standpoint, I feel like you're saying this has been a long line of grabbing quarterbacks out the pool.
Yeah, it's just like,
feel
bro,
you.
at what point do we become a school where we develop quarterbacks, man?
And my point is, we become that when we have a coach with the opportunity to do that because he has longevity here. That's my point.
Right. Yeah.
Fellas?
It's gotta be a quarterback in more than likely like in year 3. Year 3, they're ready to take the field. That's ideally what you want to see, I guess. I don't know. Like I remember even with man, I just called his name. The kid that went to Baylor. When he Walker White. I remember before he even announced he transferred, and when they first, you remember they first signed Jackson Arnold, they put out the graphic with him and Walker White on there together. This is before Walker transferred. It's like highest rated quarterback room in Auburn history, something like that.
Mhm.
Like I remember when that came out, and I remember saying like, man, I really want Walker White to win this job. That will tell me a lot about Hugh Freeze and his quarterback development. If you got a guy that's set in this system already and has been here, and he comes out and wins this job over Jackson Arnold and Deuce Knight, then I know that you've been doing a good job getting this guy ready to play. And then he hit the eject button, and that was like one of the first red flags for me. He's like,
Wait.
man, he don't even want to.
That was your first red flag, and you watched New Mexico State?
Well, no, that was from like handling the quarterback room. in development, which is like, oh, this is what it's gonna be. We're gonna have to have a transfer quarterback at all times under this guy because he's not gonna give these guys an opportunity to get on the field. So I mean, I think it's a good thing, honestly, if we can get somebody that retains Deuce. I think whatever they do with him, I don't know, man. Just judging by what happened with Walker White, I have doubts to whether Deuce has been getting the development he needs to actually play. So we'll see that.
That's fair. That's definitely fair.
Would you go get an OC to scheme around Deuce?
No, you don't make that hire based on Deuce or anybody else in that room.
Nah.
You get the best coordinator you can.
But you can, but being that Deuce is highly rated as he is, man, I would have to think a lot of the coordinators you're bringing in probably did recruit him.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, if you go and you hire Charlie Weiss Jr., like they have a great relationship, and Deuce is a perfect fit for Charlie Weiss Jr.
Right. So, but what I'm saying, you telling me Georgia Tech didn't recruit Deuce Knight?
Well, no,
they didn't give him an offer.
I mean, they probably offered him, but no, he don't fit that system.
No, but what I'm point is, why would they offer him if they didn't want him?
Because they're Georgia Tech. Because they're Georgia Tech.
I get it, but hear what I'm saying. If Buster Faulkner couldn't use him, why would he even recruit him?
He probably could, but there's a difference between like building a system around a quarterback and a quarterback that just fits perfectly in your system. I mean, he has Aaron Philo there. Aaron Philo is very talented, but he can't run the ball like Haynes King can. And they can make it work, but that's not their system.
Yeah.
That's it.
If I'm hiring a coach, I'm hiring one around this. If I'm hiring an offensive coach, I'm hiring one to build around his receivers and try to keep them in the boat. Because I think as long as you got those talented receivers, you can get quarterbacks. Wherever there's good quarterback play on the other end of that, you're gonna find some stud receivers. It never fails.
Yep.
Very true.
Look at them dudes that Memphis was getting with Seth Hennigan at quarterback. Any quarterback that can throw them the ball.
Right.
That's it. Well, fellas, that was a great conversation, man. That was a really good conversation, man. Shout out to y'all for that, man. We gonna get up out of here, man. We ain't gonna hold y'all too long. Ant, you've been quiet the whole time. Ant, what you want to say before you get up out of here, my guy? If you still on here. I don't think Ant's on here anymore. Okay. Ant, we appreciate you, my guy, so much for rocking with us. We'll talk to you later. That's the reason why Ant ain't say that the whole time. We was wondering like why Ant didn't say that. So
Ant fell asleep.
I think he did. I think Ant fell asleep, bro. I think he fell asleep. So shout out to Ant, man. We appreciate Ant for rocking with us as always, man. He said he gone. He gone.
That's funny.
Shout out to Ant, man. Shout out to Ant. Bubba, what you gotta say, man, before we get up out of here?
Oh my god.
Yeah. This was a very fun conversation.
It was.
Yeah. Absolutely, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it. Okay. All right. That's a very, very fun conversation. DC, what you gotta say, man? What you gotta say?
Hey, man, catch me at Auburn Addicts TV, man. You know what I'm saying? On YouTube, all over the place, man. Go there and subscribe. We're headed toward 2,000, baby. Let's do it. Tell mama, daddy, people, come on over and see us, man.
Tez, what's on your mind, man? What's on your mind?
Man. I think I might miss what's the name tomorrow, man. The after show.
You might.
Yeah.
Depending on what happened.
Well, my nephew's coming in town playing basketball.
That's what's up, man. That's
go to this game.
That's what's up.
So I actually might miss most of the game, so I had to catch it on rewatch.
Dang. Okay.
It's gonna suck. But other than that, you can catch me at It's SEC Season here on YouTube and on X and all of the social media platforms. It's all the same. You can catch me there. Right now, we're doing weekly ranking shows. This should get interesting as we get closer to the end of this season. Also, be on the lookout. We're doing the All SEC Season team. Either gonna do it the week before the SEC championship or the week after. I don't know. I want to find out when the SEC put theirs out and kind of undercut them. So I'll figure that date out and then we'll do it and put it together. But yeah, if you're not subscribed, go over there and check it out.
Shout out to I Got Tez. Marcus, what you gotta say to people before we get up out of here, my guy?
And come vent with me tomorrow and with me and DC tomorrow, man.
Yeah, baby.
Holla at y'all Monday on here, man. So y'all stay safe till then.
Yeah, it is, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man. Just know tomorrow we'll be on 12:45.
What's up, Nick?
12:45. What? Who's that?
This the
That's the
old
old
man.
man.
What's up, man?
What up, old man? I'm like, I know. I'm like, wait a
What's
minute.
happening?
What's going on, old man? How you feeling? How you feeling?
Hey, I'm good,
What's
bro.
up?
How you doing?
Doing good, doing great, man.
Hey,
Can't
man,
complain,
I
can't
listened to I believe it was Sunday show all the way through.
Really?
I gotta tell you, you know I'm gonna rock with you, and I'm gonna tell you when I'm wrong.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Keep going.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can
We-
hear you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, listen, all them people on there with you, I agree with you. They determine the dominance in the SEC by the dominance of two teams.
Oh God! Oh man! Come on! Really?
man.
Come on, man! What
Hey,
we
you
doing?
take
What we doing?
Alabama
Oh,
and Georgia out of the SEC, we just like the Big 12, the ACC,
No.
everybody else.
oh man, we had this discussion.
Yeah.
Like Ted said, and Ted's made this point. He was like, if you like the years Alabama or Georgia won and that didn't win the championship, it was an SEC team that would have been wanted anyway.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
The only
Well,
year that I can agree with you on that is the year Alabama beat Notre Dame, and I believe if Georgia had won the SEC instead of Bama, they'd have beat Notre Dame.
And you got to look at the one where Georgia played Alabama in the championship game.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So, but
No,
you got to
no,
look
no,
at
no,
bro,
dominant
what you got to
teams in
look
the
at.
SEC.
What you got to look at.
You making my point?
What you got to look at though, if that Alabama didn't win, another SEC team would have won it.
The two dominant teams that were in the conference.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
this time.
huh?
yeah, blame me.
Yeah.
Blame the old man.
Bruh.
Shut
We'll
up,
have to
old man. That's what I'm talking about.
We'll have to
Somebody
discuss
sees what
this
I'm talking
again,
about.
old man. But go ahead, man.
Hey, anybody that knows me knows I love to stir the pot.
Yeah, I see, man. You coming on here? You coming on here about to have us on another hour, old man?
Shout out to the old man. I appreciate it. So
I thought it was Ant had woke up actually.
I thought it was. I was like, wait a minute.
I
Whoa, what
did,
happened? What
Hey,
happened? I was
y'all
like,
call me Ant, blame him.
that's what's up. That's what's up. Shout out to the old man. Shout out to the
Oh my
old man
God.
for rocking with us. Mike McKinney.
Shout
Mike
out to
McKinney
the
said
old
one
man.
pick, Nick, Oregon or USC. This is a good one. I actually think USC can actually go and win this game. I think they can. I think USC can score. I think USC can score. I think USC is the only team in the country that is averaging 300 yards or more passing per game and 200 yards or more rushing per game. I think if my stats are correct. Yeah, my stats are correct. USC is the only team in the country, I believe, that's averaging more than 300 yards passing per game and 200 yards rushing.
What's the USC record, man?
Either 8-2 or 7-3.
I think they're 8-2. And maybe they may be a 3-loss team.
I'll tell you real quick. I give you the
Because if they win this game, well, that playoff scenario is interesting. If you get Oregon up.
If while y'all doing that, if they lose the game, is Lincoln Riley seat warm?
No, man. I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I think he's fielding offers.
USC 8-2, number 3 in the Big Ten.
Okay.
Right behind Indiana and Ohio State.
They're good, man.
Yeah.
So they win. This is a play-in game.
It's a play-in game for them. Which is what I was trying to say when we talked about it on Tuesday. Like the USC, if USC beat Oregon, because Oregon is 9-1, but they have one conference loss as well. If USC beat Oregon, you got 2 9-2 teams right there. USC probably gonna get the head-to-head between them two because they won. So
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Who'll be playing in the championship?
Oh, it'll be
Big Ten
Indiana and
championship.
Ohio State because they
Still,
both undefeated in the conference.
Yeah, right.
So it is what it is. All right, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us here tonight, man. Just know, man, tomorrow we'll be on 12:45 p.m. Central Time, 1:45 p.m. Eastern before the game. Mercer at Auburn will be watching the game. It is on ESPN Plus, so you gotta get the ESPN app, or if you have Hulu and you get the bundle with Hulu, it's already included in the bundle. So it's gonna be on ESPN Plus. I'm not sure YouTube TV. I'm not sure about if YouTube TV has a bundle with ESPN. I don't think they do. But man, we just gave pub to them and they ain't paying us. Forget those two carriers. You heard what I said. Anyway, but yeah, we'll be watching. We'll be on 12:45 before the game starts in here, rocking it out. watching Mercer at Auburn. 1 p.m. kickoff. It's a weird time, but hey, we're gonna get it in and get it out, man, as well. And then as soon as it's over with, Tiger Vent, DC Wolf, Marcus Fitzpatrick, Auburn Tez won't be there. He'll be there in spirit. Is what he'll be, man.
I might drop through on the phone.
Okay.
But
so he may drop through on the phone. That's what he said. Y'all heard it here first. He'll drop through on the phone as well. Make sure y'all subscribe to these YouTube channels, man. At It's SECs when I got Tez, at Tight Sports, Alabama Football Megacast with Tight, at Auburn_addicts when I got DC. Shout out to I got Dustin over at the Up Tempo Podcast. Be Sharp over at the Sharpshooter Sports Talk. Vanny Chris over at Go to Broom Podcast, man. The Huggy Beard himself on YouTube and at the Huggy Beard on Twitter. Bubba and the Old Man Auburn Sports Talk on YouTube. Make sure y'all go over there and subscribe over there. JMHO Sports Talk, what I got Coach Sean, and On the Block Sports with Coach Carl as well, man. We appreciate y'all so much for that, man. Make sure y'all support the people that support Water Cooler Talk, man. I got DJ over at Hollywood Media, man. Follow him on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. That's Hollywood EY. And then follow him on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's, man. Mess with the people that mess with Water Cooler Talk Sports, man. Like I said, we are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of 2025. 40 days. We got 40 days to get 1,000, get to 1,000. So I think we're like 120 away, 123, 124 away from hitting 1,000 subs. So we almost there. So make sure that y'all follow us on Facebook at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, man. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk. Follow us on Twitter at the Coolest Pod 23. I'm telling y'all, man. Go follow us. And of course, subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell button here on YouTube. Because I told you we trying to get to 1,000 before 2025 ends, man. Because I'm telling you, we taking that leap. We taking that leap in 2026. Water Cooler Talk. We taking that leap. We going to another stratosphere. I'm trying to tell y'all. You want to be a part of it, man. But we appreciate you. All right, man. We're gonna get up out of here, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow, 12:45 p.m. Central, 1:45 p.m. Eastern. Mercer. Auburn. Deuce Knight will be starting. Jackson Arnold will be playing as well. So we'll see you all then, man. We appreciate you as always, man. Y'all have a good one. Better yet, y'all have a great one. Y'all be blessed, man. Make sure y'all give the man upstairs above his because he deserves all the praise and all the glory. And until tomorrow, back around the water cooler in the locker room, it is one love. Ladies and gentlemen, we are out this mug and we are gone.
Boys and girls of all ages, you're tuned into the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, the biggest podcast in the world. Yeah.
Thanks for checking out this episode of Water Cooler Talks with your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick. Make sure you like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so that you never miss an episode.